Who/what is God? So I made a video called The Three Main Aspects of God. And from that video, you will understand that God is the creator, sustainer, and witness of reality. It creates, sustains, and witnesses reality. You feel me? Now, with that being said, right, what actually creates, sustains, and witnesses reality? Well, that is awareness. Awareness creates, sustains, and witnesses reality. Now, there's three states that awareness can experience: unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and consciousness. Now, when it comes to labeling God, right, the best way to say it would be the highest level of awareness that creates, sustains, and witnesses reality. But I do want to point this out. The highest level of awareness, right, is consciousness. You feel me? Being fully aware. So it could also be consciousness is God that creates, sustains, witnesses reality, because that is accurate. You feel me? However, I like saying awareness because it encapsulates all the other three states, that being unconsciousness and subconsciousness. You feel me? So I also want to say this shit. The reason why I also want to say, I forgot to say this shit. You could also define God as the highest level of intelligence. You feel me? Why? Because when awareness, right, achieves consciousness, the state of being fully aware, this happens because awareness has become aware of itself. Before everything, there was nothing besides awareness. It's crazy because Ryan Cropper actually talked about this in one of his recent videos too, and I was happy as fuck that he did that shit because I've been preaching this shit for a while now. But anyway, before everything, there was nothing besides awareness. Now, creation started, right, when awareness became fully aware of itself. Now, if you are aware of yourself, that means that you know that you're there. Now, intelligence is the ability to know and then eventually act out that knowing. But it's mainly the ability to know, because the ability to act something out, then it's willpower. Anyway, though, the ability to know, you feel me? When you become aware of yourself, you know that you're there. Therefore, you have some form of intelligence. That's where the first level of intelligence develops. However, it does grow and grow and grow from there, you feel me? And then eventually, that shit creates all of reality. So, God is the highest level of awareness that creates, sustains, and witnesses reality. God could be also seen as the highest level of intelligence, because when God has become aware of itself, when God had became conscious, you feel me, it became intelligent and had the highest level of intelligence. You feel me? So there's also that. Yeah. Defining what God is can be really hard for some people if they do, like, if you don't understand how awareness works, which most people don't, because people confuse awareness and consciousness all the time. People say that I have consciousness. No, you don't. You have awareness, and that awareness could reach the state of consciousness, which most of us are never even touching anyway. Because if it was consciousness, if consciousness was awareness, right, then there would be three states of consciousness, that being unawareness, sub-awareness, and then awareness. However, who the fuck says sub-awareness? Therefore, we know that, you feel me, it's reversed, that you have awareness, and that awareness takes on three states, those being consciousness, subconsciousness, and unconsciousness, because people say subconsciousness. No one says sub-awareness and sub-aware, but you say subconscious and subconsciousness. You do say that shit. You feel me? And yeah, so with that shit being said, right, yeah, that's why it's awareness that we have and not consciousness. However, consciousness is a state of awareness that can be achieved, but we most of the times never ever achieve that state. You feel me? And it's that awareness that makes reality. Now, in the state of consciousness, that is when it has fully created reality. You feel me? It's inside that state. You feel me? Reality is sustained kind of, not actually, here's the thing. Reality is sustained by awareness also. It doesn't have to be fully aware though, but which it really isn't, only in certain people. But yeah, because if you ever heard about quantum physics, right, when you observe something, like when you, because like they did an experiment, right, where they shot these particles, you feel me? Before they usually if they're not being observed, they act as waves. But when they get observed, they become particles. Why? Because there's awareness, they're observing it, and therefore it becomes a solid thing, therefore a particle. Just like how the universe becomes a solid universe because there's awareness that's observing this shit. If there was no observer to the universe, it would literally collapse into a wave. Then you observe it and it becomes some solid shit. You feel me? That's why awareness is what creates sustained awareness for this reality. Literally. Because quantum physics literally proves that when you're not observing something, it's literally just a wave until you observe it and it becomes a particle. A particle is an actual thing like solid matter and shit like that. You feel me? And shit that the universe is made out of, particles and shit like that, you feel me? But it would not be particles if we stopped observing it. It would just become waves, and therefore there would be literally fucking nothing, because once awareness falls unconscious and there's no awareness, it's literally fucking nothing to observe it, then it becomes something. But yeah. I hope that shit made fucking sense. God is the highest level of intelligence. God's the highest level of awareness that creates, sustains, and witnesses reality. That right there is God. Peace.